So when Allah is saying, أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ, have you seen the one? Who does it mean? Does he mean in Surah Ma'un? فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُّ الْيَتِيمَ. We said that is the one who ignores the orphan, who drives away the orphan, doesn't care about the orphan. وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. And does not encourage the feeding of the poor. We said that the reason Allah has used يَحُضُّ is that at least if somebody doesn't have enough money to help others, he can encourage people to encourage others to feed the people. So we can see يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ in Surah Ma'un. The point is towards those people who they don't care about poor people, about miskin. It's not the person who says that directly, I don't believe in religion. No, Surah Ma'un doesn't speak about those kind of people. Then when we read the ayat number 2, maybe we think ayat number 2 and 3, maybe we think that, oh, okay, there's people, for example, those people who they don't help others, they don't help poor people. Allah is saying they are yukazibubitin, they are the ones who deny their religion. And still, it's in our mind that, okay, that can be, for example, the people who they don't say we don't believe, but no, they don't believe, but they don't say. But when we come to ayat number 4, it gives us a shock. فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. So woe unto those performers of salat, the performers of namaz, praying. In fact, between all the people, Allah has specifically mentioned lil musallin, fawailun lil musallin. Now, it is more complicated. Okay, what happened? Allah is saying, Allazi yukazzabu bid-din, who denies the religion. Then he says, yeah, that person is فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُّ الْيَتِيمَ وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. Okay, up to here, there was no problem again. But when it comes to فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ, so woe unto those, the performers of Salah. That gives us a shock. That we go to thinking mode. That why, when in a place that the denial of religion should be warned, Allah is threatening musallin in the place that, in the position that we expect Allah warns the people who they deny religion. Allah is threatening musallin. You know, it's really strange, because we didn't expect this fawailul lil musallin here. And then Allah doesn't say that the musallin who they don't pray properly. Generally, fawailul lil musallin alladhina hum an salatihim sahun, who are neglectful of their prayers. Alladhina hum yura'un, those people who do good to be seen of them, just to show. They just want yura'un. It means that alladhina hum yura'un means those who just make display. They just want to show it. وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاعُونَ, and refuse to help the needy people. يَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاعُونَ, you know, in Arabic culture, in Arab culture, when camel doesn't want to help his owner, for example, the person who owns the camel doesn't even let him to get on the camel and give him a ride. It means he doesn't even want to give the minimum benefit to him. Arab calls it man ma'un. So when it comes to yamna'un al-ma'un, it means that even to help the needy people little bit, just even the necessary things they need, not too much. So if we go through Surah Ma'un, we see that the person who is mukazzab, who is denying the religion, is from Musallin. That's the point. Allah doesn't talk about general people or the who they don't believe then totally and they say we don't believe in religion. Those are not the audience of Surah Ma'un. Surah Ma'un is talking about those people who they are Musallin, they perform Salat. And the reason and the root of their denying is performing namaz. Then how can it happen that praying becomes the root and reason for denying the religion? How can it be? How this process goes? How does this process go on that a person who is praying achieves the point that he denies even religion? Allah is saying, "Allazina hum an salatihim sahun." It means that they are not real prayers. They are not real performers of praying. They um, they are unaware of the praying they perform, of the namaz they recite. They are unaware of it. That what is it for? And again, here Allah doesn't talk about that. Oh, for example, they recite their namaz wrongly, or for example, they don't recite their namaz on time. No, this is not the point. It's not that the way they recite their namaz. Allah is talking about salatihim sahun. It means that they are unaware of their namaz. Why? Because when they recite, what's the real purpose for namaz? Is considering Allah in life. Then when the person doesn't encourage people to help poor people, and he becomes part of those people who are لا يحض على طعام المسكين فذلك الذي يدعو اليتيم. It means that the person is not aware of the reality of the salat he performs. That's why he becomes part of the group of religion denial. Because when we pray, it means that we consider Allah in our life and we ignore the world. But when we don't care about miskin, it means that we are attached to our world, to this world. Why? Because we don't want to lose any benefits money-wise from which we have got. So these two, they cannot come together, considering Allah and then being attached to this life and to, like, for example, being secular. They cannot be together. These two, they are not matched. Because praying is a behavior system which is a symbol of remembering Allah. If moving towards Allah while we are facing Allah. But when we don't care about miskin, we don't care about helping others, especially even in the first need, which is ta'am, which is food. For example, we see poor people, they don't have food. We don't care. So what's the benefit? What's the benefit of the namaz we recite? The point is that Allah is talking about musallin, and namaz and salat is one of the things in one is the pillar of our religion. Allah is saying that if the namaz is not accepted, nothing is accepted to that point. And then when we don't care about poor people, it means our namaz is not real namaz. In Surah Ma'arij, Allah explains about salat, the specification of the real salat in Surah Ma'arij. Inshallah, when we study that, we see that. So when, and in many ayats of Quran, we have seen that infaq, and especially in Surah Ma'un, feeding poor people is how important it is that if we are not careful about it, our namaz will take us to the point that we will become part of Yukazzibu Bidin. Because in that case, our namaz is just a show. Even if we recite our namaz very correctly, for example, we be careful, so careful, we pray on time and all. It doesn't mean that we don't pray on time or we don't pray correctly. No. It means that while you do that, your namaz shouldn't be part of your own, shouldn't be just as a display, just to show people. So this is the way we can test ourselves, that how much we spend our time, energy, and our life in helping miskin. That's the criteria to value how much our namaz will be accepted by Allah. And according to Surah Ma'un, we should always remember that if we ignore poor people, it will end to the point that Yukazzibu Bidin, which is really frightening. Because in Surah Ma'un, Allah is not talking about those people who they don't believe in religion. Allah is talking about those, they pray, they are part of Musallin, but Salat comes with Sahv, Sahun. That means they are not careful about poor people. These two cannot come together. So how much we are careful about our Islamic laws for our namaz being correct, we should be careful that our namaz will be accepted as well, because that is one part. And helping poor people according to Surah Maun and according to lots of ayats of Quran is the criteria to evaluate our iman. In Surah Hadith, inshallah, when we study Surah Hadith, we'll see that the criteria to check that our iman is real or is it's just a show is infaq. And you have seen that even in from Surah Inshaqaq up to here, when any surah we studied, it goes back to infaq. And in Surah Ma'un, it clearly talks about feeding people. And if to the point that, okay, even if the person cannot afford helping himself, can at least encourage others in feeding of miskin. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. Would you please stop recording?